Hey weirdos. So, as you saw by the title, this is my coming out story. Now, we get a lot of questions on how we came out and what it was like and all that, so here you go. So, I first knew that I was gay probably around like 5-ish, I think. I kind of had like hints, as you will. Like with like friends and stuff, I was always super jealous if they wanted to hang out with other people. And like at first I just kind of, thought it was more along the lines of like, oh, I'm just a selfish friend. But yeah, I don't think that's what it was. I was always really nervous to come out just because like the F word, was always said like jokingly, like in my family and stuff, and like, by my cousins and whatever. And it was more or less like, just playing around. But to me, it always kind of was just like, oh, shit. Like, they're not going to accept me. So I dated like guys all through, middle school and high school. And, finally, like after high school, I just kind of decided, you know what? Like, I'm no longer seeing any of these people. I'm no longer tied to just my name and like people knowing who I was, because that's kind of how it is in school. Like, you are the same person that all of these other people know and see every day, and it's almost like you can't be anything else except for that person. You are your own identity kind of in school. So breaching out of what people think you are was never something that I felt confident enough to do. And also I was in denial, I think, a little bit. And I grew up like in a pretty like liberal household. I mean, my parents aren't super religious. There was never really gay bashing or, anything like that. So yeah, I just never internally felt okay with it. And so when I was 18, I just graduated high school. I remember when I came out to my mom, we were at a restaurant, and I had been like working at this preschool, and I really liked one of the girls. And so I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I mean, I think I kind of have a crush on her. Like, I think I like her like that. My mom was okay with it. My mom was just like, oh, okay, pass the bread. So that was like my first little coming out to like my mom, was more along the lines of like, hey, I think I might like this girl. But, later on, I ended up coming out to both of my parents in a letter. I didn't feel comfortable telling them like face to face. So I decided to write a letter, and I went to babysit for the night. And all of a sudden, like a couple hours later, like I get this phone call from my mom or from my dad, and they're like frantic, like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, like I didn't really know what to expect. And both of them were like super like apologetic over the fact that I didn't feel confident and comfortable enough to tell them. So my coming out was pretty good. I had, a lot of support from my family, and, I later came out on Facebook to the rest of my family and friends. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the photo, linked down below. But, I posted a photo, and it's basically saying like, I'm gay. But so are a lot of people. So are teachers and parents and friends and, all of these other people. I'm not the only one. And that's one thing that since coming out, I've really found is a community of people. And especially on a place like YouTube, where there's so many different people. I mean, YouTube was built to unite people. That's really why it was created, was to bring all of these weird and unique people together so that you feel less alone. And so if coming out does anything for you like it did for me, it's going to be a uniting feeling to your brothers and sisters and coworkers and teachers and parents and grandparents and all of that in the community. So yeah, that is my little spew of a coming out story. Basically, you know, I tried to hide who I was and tried to lie to myself about who I was, and it didn't work. And now it's so much happier on this side of the closet. So yeah, that is that. And that is my coming out story. And if you're in the closet, or if you're in the process of coming out, or if you just recently came out, like, that's amazing. And I'm proud of you. And yeah, everybody does it in their own time, in their own way. And no two ways of coming out are the same, just like no two reactions to coming out are going to be the same. So take people's opinions for a grain of salt, because that's all it is. Make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you comment some nice shit below, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already following all of our social media accounts, those are down below. I love you guys, but don't make it weird.